the run. I want to run my own NGO, my own animal trust, where I feed these animals. I believe nowadays the podcasters, the other industry people, they are making more money.
Uh, do you think that the culture of looking at gurus in India has evolved, has changed?
Education that we have in terms, it's more of a rote memorization. It is more about marking up the syllabus and just getting the marks and getting the grade.
You know what? This was challenging, but you overcame. And what is the lesson that you learned from it?
My 500 plus NRI networks globally, 5,000 students trained, 1,500 IELTS score coverage. What is this past life regression or about the occult sciences? That in this birth she was born with this cancer. So I believe all these diseases, cancers, leprosies, and you just look at it, the flight accidents, the road accidents that are happening, there's a reason behind it.
Hello and welcome once again to yet another episode of Coachee Diaries podcast. My name is Maryada Shetty. I am your host and the founder of Educator Learning. Today, it's a privilege that we have a very special guest. Now, before we get started with her, let me tell you a little bit about what is the Coachee Diary podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, the Coachee Diary podcast is an humble attempt. Now, by profession, I am a coach, but by passion, I am a coachee. Now, coachee means a learner, and I'm looking at collecting stories, collecting lessons from the book of life of various people so that I can compile it together and put actually a book out there for you and for people like me to have a really radical shift in how we look at life, find purpose, and lead a meaningful life. Having said that, today it's my privilege that I am inviting a very, very special guest. Her name is Bhavna Singh. She is a global master IELTS and PT trainer, an international host and MC as well, and a host of other things. In fact, as an educator, as an IELTS trainer, she has taught and tutored more than 500 plus NRI students, helping them to find the dream job, helping them to get into the dream institute across the world. Thank you so much, Bhavna, for doing this
today. So once again, it's an honor to be here on your podcast, and I'm really looking forward for today's session to share my story with the world and to inspire people around me.
Thank you so much. Now, for those people, who might know you professionally, so they know that you are an IELTS trainer, you are an MC, and you are a host of other things. Right before the podcast, you mentioned that you're learning hypnosis. So there is a lot of things, and I'm very excited to learn what you have been up to, how was your childhood, what are some of the important lessons that you've learned, how was your journey, the challenges, the lessons, most importantly, have you found that purpose in life? And if yes, what should the viewers be looking up to? How can they too find their purpose? But before we get started, the first question that I have for you, Bhavna, is without the titles, without looking at you professionally, what would you say is Bhavna Singh in real sense?
Okay, so first of all, a very big good morning to my lovely viewers who are watching me on this YouTube channel with Madidas Shetty sir. My name is Bhavna. I'm an international MC, a global master IELTS PT self-pep trainer, and apart from that, I'm a media host also. So as you told me the purpose of life, that Bhavna, have you found the purpose of life? I believe I found the purpose of life from a very young age in each and every moment and each and every task of my life that I do, that defines my purpose and that defines me who I am truly. So I believe apart from education, imparting knowledge, wisdom, and apart from hosting these global shows with the industry leaders, I would describe myself as someone who is compassionate, the person who is more sensitive towards the emotions and needs of the other people, and the one who wish to bring the change, a revolution in society in terms of how we see animals around us, how we see street dogs around us, and what we can do as a human, as a soul, what is our responsibility, duty as a citizen of this country to help animals around us.
Wow, that's beautiful. So one thing that I get from this is you have found your purpose right from a young age, and also you're an animal lover. And I love the word that you said, that it's a duty. it's not something that sometimes most of us take it as for granted. We don't realize that, okay, humans, yes, we exist for a specific reason. And many people don't treat animals, they consider animals to be lower. But the word that you said, it's a duty. And I totally loved. Thank you so much for sharing it.
So as I said that it's a duty. I mean, like from a very young age, whenever I used to come from school, I would see there were dogs who were literally waiting for me at the bus stop, and the same continued till college, my university. So I became so much, afflicted, sensitive towards the need that these animals, they cannot speak anything, but all is they have is their eyes and in their hands through which they are expressing their emotions, right? And then I would say from a very young age I become very much you can say attached with them. And it's been almost 7 8 years now, and I have adopted so many stray dogs, puppies. I have a own golden retriever. And I believe apart from whatever achievements, accomplishments, monetary pleasures, whatever things that I'm earning, it is my duty and it is my responsibility that a part of my income I should spend on these animals, on the care and take. So I see this is the purpose of my life in the longer run. I want to run my own NGO, my own animal trust, where I feed these animals, cows, around me. And this is what I believe gives light to my soul.
Wow, that's very profound. Thank you for sharing this, Bhavna. If I have to ask you, uh, I have seen your profile on LinkedIn. I've seen it on Instagram. Quite a celebrity status you got there. But is there something that usually doesn't show up online, but something that really matters to you? So maybe if I'm just looking at Bhavna on LinkedIn or Instagram, I will not know, but something that is really meaningful for you and it really matters.
Well, on my social media, I guess many of you have seen the other side, the you can say the other spoke of the wheel, that I'm very much into my modeling events, my brand shoots, that I have the sponsors with me, and I keep on doing them regularly. This is also some other part, you can say, beauty with the brains. Okay, so this is something that I do that really makes me feel more confident. I believe apart from teaching, this is something which really boosts my confidence. And not only boost, but when I see women, they step out of their house and they represent clothing, jewelry, brands, footwear, whatsoever, I feel a sense of belongingness with it.
Mhm.
And from a very young age, I believe since my high schools, I was in 15 16 years of age, I have been into this. So from a very young age, destiny took me to the right destination. And since then, I never looked back that what is this about. Automatically, I started getting the brand sponsors, the deals around me. So I believe this is something which was destined by the destiny. And I'm just loving it. And I believe age is just a number. There are many more things to be achieved in this field of modeling. And yes, I believe it's a lesson that I'm learning. The beautiful and the humble people that I come across in these event industries, in these award shows, in these fashion modeling shoots, they all are searching for a platform, and I'm giving them.
Wow, that is really, really beautiful. Quite an interesting question coming your way, Bhavna. I see a lot of kids who want to possibly aspire to be like you, get into modeling, get into hosting, get into the media world. Sometimes the parents are very supportive, sometimes they are not. But is there any message that you'd like to give to the parents who might be watching this for their kids who might want to explore? The reason being, even today, many people don't consider all this industry to be something that would give a steady income, and making a name for yourself standing out of the crowd is difficult. So what is that one advice you'd like to give to anyone who's watching, may have a kid who possibly aspires to be into modeling, into hosting?
Yes. I believe nowadays we have so much over, you can say the kids are so much frustrated these days. They have a
Mhm.
constant pressure just to earn the, marks and get the degrees, get the job. But one thing that they really miss is that they are not able to explore themselves, what exactly they want. They are following the bland race to become a doctor, to engineer, just two professions in our country, I guess. Apart from this, they don't know. I mean, these, all these things, anchoring events and all, they are just like, say, what do we call them, they are not even a part of humanities. They are more of a skill based courses that we have, right? So one advice that I would like to give to the parents is that please make sure that your child generally falls in love with whatever he or she is doing, regardless of what the cousins, brothers, niece they are doing, they're opting. Make sure that the child, explores his or her own feathers, his or her own vibrant colors, and you should not be ashamed of it. That if your child is not a doctor or an engineer, everyone cannot be. And I believe nowadays the podcasters, the other industry people, they are making more money as compared to the doctors and engineers. The celebrities are making more money as compared to the
Yes.
doctors and engineers. So every profession has its own grace, every profession has its own beauty. All we need to do as a guardian is to just show them the light, and then the child will automatically find his or her passion.
Wow, that's profound, and I hope that anyone who's watching this, if you have a kid at home who wants to explain different career options, do take that advice, that wise words from Bhavna. She has made a career for herself. She stood for what she believes in, and I think if you need any sort of as inspiration, Bhavna is a person to look out to, especially for yourself or for your kids. By the way, even if you are someone who wants to possibly switch careers, get into modeling, get into the media world, take Bhavna as an inspiration. Do that for yourself as well. Not just for the kids, but do that for yourself as well. Okay, Bhavna, here's another question that I have. You are an educator, and I understand that education is a very noble profession because you have so much of impact on people's life, not just one person, but generations after generation. If you're a really good teacher, now I know that many people who get into education, it is only because they had a really good teacher. Would you like to
Yes.
tell us about who was that one teacher who had a deep impact on you and say like, hey, you know what, when I grow up I also want to be a teacher?
You can find teacher in each and every phase of life, sir, not just in terms of academic, college, universities. I believe each and every person who teaches me, each and every person who gives me a lesson is, you can say, someone who is a teacher for me, not just like other person who is just dressed like a human. I believe sometimes I see animals as a teacher. When I see
Hmm.
these animals compassionately sharing their food on the road, it makes me a sense of enlightenment that, okay, if they can share their food, if they can share everything on the roads, look at these stray animals, they don't complain to God, then why can't we? So I believe
Wow.
each and every moment teaches me. And as far as the one who made an impact on me, I believe there are many people. This is what they have shaped me and what I am today. And when I look back at those all those reminiscences, the memories that I had, it makes me feel more confident, it makes me feel more bold and brazen. And as I always say, life itself is the biggest teacher.
Wow, that is very true, and I truly believe that life teaches us a lot of things. In fact, the tagline for this podcast, Coachee Diaries, is lessons from the book of life. Because I
Yes.
realize, different people have different life, so it's a different book for all of us. But most of the chapters that we have are very similar, very common, and very very beautifully said. Hmm. So we are going to celebrate, as you said, Guru Purnima in a few days. Uh, do you think that the culture of looking at gurus in India has evolved, has changed? Back when it was in the Vedic period, the way people had reverence for their teachers, for their gurus, is the same in India today? Should it be something just like the Vedic period, or are we missing out something?
Yes, this is something that I've often seen that yes, there are certain changes. Now there's a global paradigm shift. So earlier there were Vedic education, Gurukul education, but now the education that we have in terms, it's more of a rote memorization. It is more about mugging up the syllabus and just getting the marks and getting the grades. And when the child goes to the next class, he or she might forgot even who the previous class teacher was. They sometimes not even greet in the school corridor. So this is something which is very common. So that as I always say that there is a spiritual belongingness which is missing in our students today, particularly if I talk about when we teach in school, that is the academic schooling. And I think we have actually molded our children in such a a way that teacher for them is just for 6 months, just for 1 year, and once the session is over, we don't care who the person was, right? As compared to the previous months when we have this, we were always debted by the gurus who used to teach us, right? At the gurukuls, at the Vedic schooling and all. So I believe it is the spiritual alignedness that we need to do in a curriculum today. And if it cannot be done in schools, because I believe school nowadays, they're just a money making machine. So that education should begin at home. It is the parents' duty as a parent, as a guardian, that they should instill spiritual belongingness in their children. This is what I would like to say. And I believe the making the kids aware about Bhagavad Gita, Ashtavakram Gita, and there's so many things that we can teach them. These are also the books of lives that we are imparting.
Very true, very true. In fact, I'm someone who loves talking about spirituality. By the way, for those people who are watching this, let me be very clear. When we talk about spirituality, it is not the same as religion. In my understanding, religion is when you follow the messenger. Spirituality would be when you follow the message. Regardless of which religion you are following, there's a truth in those religions. There's a teaching, there's a message. Are you really living that message or not? That is something that you need to ask yourself. But Bhavna, thank you so much for bringing out this beautiful aspect of how teachers are being considered today, and how they ideally should be. Because I too had so many amazing teachers in my life who had a great impact on me growing up. In fact, I remember some of my teachers were very kind, and because they were very kind, they were patient with me. It helped me to not feel stupid, to ask questions, and because they encouraged me to be curious, I have become such an amazing person that I am very curious about life. So, what was your experience? You said about parents also, and I know that what you've achieved today is not without the support of parents. So, how was
Yes,
your growing up? Your parents were very supportive.
yeah, I would say they were supportive, but somewhere or the other they were conservative. They were orthodox too, because of course, we in our culture, in our society, we don't see girls stepping out of the houses, girls making earning money. In some still sections of the society, we expect a girl just to be like a household chore caretaker, right? So of course, the transition was difficult. It took time for them to accept, but I believe it's not just in terms of female, but males also. Every soul who is born in this planet comes with its own script, comes with its own challenges, right? So instead of just ranting about them, oh, God has given me this life, this house, this, that, I believe learn to fight and be resilient. Okay, it is your script of life, and it depends on you how you want to take it. Either accept it, or either revoke it, or fight back. So I don't like to rant about the challenges that I've encountered. I believe whatever challenges that I have come in my life, they have shaped me as a person I am today, and I'm proud of it. When I look back at them, they make me much more resilient. They make me much more, you can say, strong and powerful. They make me much more robust from inside.
Amazing, amazing. Now that we're talking about challenges, when you started your journey as an educator, as well as when you got into the media world, you might have faced a lot of challenges. But is there any one incident or one thing that comes to your mind that, like, hey, you know what, this was challenging, but you overcame, and what is the lesson that you learned from it?
Yes, okay. So when I started this journey of as I myself was doubtful, like fresh from the B.Ed college, I did my undergraduation from IP University. I was afraid that whether I will be able to teach, whether I will be able to be a successful teacher, particularly in terms of eyes when you are teaching these international NRI candidates and all, right? You need to have a thorough command over the subjects or the RWLs, the modules and all. So at some stage in my life, I really doubted myself, and my other senior teachers, the faculty with whom I was associated at the coaching center, I used to tell them, I don't think I will be able to be a good teacher. I am doubtful. I don't think I will be able to solve the doubts of the child, because they all were IT professionals, software engineers who were 10 times my age. They were way more senior to me, and they were calling me ma'am, and I was teaching them. So that point I realized that it's not that guru can be someone who is much more elder. Anyone can be a guru, anyone can be a teacher, and that was the best phase. And 1 year down the line, when I look back, even the coaching center, they really, I mean, they were blessed to have me. That Bhavna, we didn't expect that you will learn all these things so quickly in such a creamy way. And I believe initially it was tough for me for the 1 2 weeks that were tough for me to understand the concept, how this exactly IELTS PT work. And then after that, it was no looking back. And it's been 5 years now with almost 500 plus NRI networks globally, 5,000 students trained, 1,500 IELTS scorecard produced. I feel proud of myself that maybe I was destined to be in this field.
Wow, that is amazing. In terms of the numbers that you spoke about, that's a huge number. Sometimes people don't understand the lives that you're impacting, because if you were my tutor and you helped me to clear the exam, obviously I'm going somewhere in life. But it's all thanks to you, because you were kind to me, you were patient, you taught me well, and hence I am able to do that. So the numbers are huge, and it's a huge feeling, amazing feeling. And congratulations, by the way, on achieving such great feat
Thank
at
you
such
so
a
much.
young age. Okay, you spoke about doubting yourself. I think a lot of people go through something similar. In fact, when I started my coaching journey as well, I was doubtful. In psychology, we might call this imposter syndrome. We are not really sure whether we are up to the mark, whether we'll be able to do it. Although people might see that potential, but self doubt. Any message for the viewers if they are also having that imposter syndrome? They are also like, maybe I may not be able to do it. What is the one practical advice you will give them to overcome that self doubt?
Okay, so when it comes to FOMO, fear of missing out, anxiety, whatsoever word you give it, whatsoever vocabulary word you can give it, one thing I would like to say is here, Meridas, is that you should know how to listen to your soul, to your inner healing, to your inner child, right? Instead of the boisterous noise of the society, what the world is saying, what the world is doing, they're opting for high paid careers. Just listen to your inner advice, what your soul says, and what actually genuinely gives you happiness. Okay, at a certain point in your life, there will be time when you are surrounded by the people who doubt your caliber, the people who basically they try to pull you down, belittle you down. But at that times, it is your own inner strength that will make you bounce back, right? So I believe in these growing years from 35 onwards till 30 years of age, these are the areas where we actually decide what type of career I want, what kind of a life partner I'm looking for, and what kind of life I have, the blueprint I have for myself, and the blueprint I aspire to give to my kids. So just be true to yourself. Okay, you can lie to anyone in this world, you can lie to your spouse, to your parents, whatsoever, but I believe you cannot lie to your own self, to your own soul. So wherever you see the light at the end of the tunnel, I mean, just go there. Don't focus on the money, whether it will be high paid, low paid. I believe money comes and goes. If we are born in this world, then we are being taken care by the God. It's not like we will die out of starvation or hunger. The wheat will be given, fed into our mouth, right? So we don't have to worry about from where I will be alive, but just be happy and try to find and cherish little moments of life. This is what I would like to say.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And like that, you said something about listening to the soul. And I know something like that comes when you start growing spiritually. For those people who are maybe spiritually not growing, or they feel distant from God or that connection, sometimes it becomes difficult for them to tune into what their soul really wants. For someone who wants to possibly start on that journey, wants to actually listen to that soul, understand, hey, you know what, this is what gives me joy. Uh, how can someone start on that journey? Something that you did, something that people can also replicate. Any small practical tips that would help someone set off on that journey to listen to their soul?
Yes. Okay. So I guess this journey started during COVID. We all were frustrated during that COVID time. We don't know what to do at home, what life was throwing up at. And then suddenly I randomly came across Dr. Tripti Jain, Dr. Sanjeev Malik. They're the hypnotherapist. They are the past life regression experts, healers, holistic coaches. And from there, my journey started. I furore into this world that what is this past life regression or about the occult sciences, and then from there my spiritual journey started. I realized that I'm not just a human with a body, rather I'm a human with a soul on my endless journey. This journey is never ending. Many births will take on place for many more years to come. It is the karmas that keep on counting on the barrage that we have. And if anyone who is just frustrated from life or is not able to get some certain questions from the life, I suggest you to go through the channels of Dr. Sanjeev Malik and Dr. Tripti Jain. They will be like a key to your all the questions, and you can start your occult mystic science journey, spiritual journey from there. You can also listen to Acharya Prashant. He talks about Bhagavad Gita, he talks about Vedant. So Acharya Prashant is also one of the gurus who actually guides women how to be more independent, self-reliant. I believe these are the people's their podcast I came across, and they have actually helped me. They have helped me to be much more strong and powerful and to be much more confident in terms of my journey.
Wow, that's amazing, and but this is amazing, Bhavna, and I'm very happy that you yourself have grown spiritually and achieved so many things, and you have fine-tuned yourself to find your purpose and leading a very meaningful life. It's an inspiration for many. Okay, so you spoke about something about hypnosis, right? Past life regression. There, I'm sure a lot of people uh, in the audience, when they listen to hypnosis, the only thing that comes to them, at least to their mind, would be, oh, hypnosis is when you can just
They
control
think hypnosis
someone.
is about sleeping. It is all about
Yes,
sleeping.
yes. About
Yeah, this
controlling
is a myth
someone.
that we
You have
have.
that in mind that hypnosis means I can control someone, I can play with their mind. But what really
I
is
can control
hypnosis?
someone, I can loot the money. They think hypnosis is this. But no,
Yes.
absolutely not. I believe this is a myth, but I believe this is a new therapy that is slowly and gradually, gaining momentum. When medical sciences clothes its path, then begins the spiritual science of past life regression. So it's a very beautiful therapy, I would say, when you actually go into your trance state. We, of course, we know we are soul. In our Hindu Sanatan culture, we believe that we have taken so many births and this journey is endless, right? In our each and every birth we have done so many karma, so many things that we have done, good and bad. You and me, we have met today. It is of course a karma that we are bringing from the past. So this therapy actually helps us to give the questions of certain patterns that are repeating in our life. Maybe that might be some anger issues, frustration issues. With some people we get this so much lovable feeling, but with certain set of people we get a feeling of animosity, hatred, jealousy. So this is an energy. We all know energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. Similarly, this soul, this energy is carrying imprints of thousands of births that we have taken. And it is just like a Google Drive, a pen drive, and all the data of your past is stored there. So it helps you to be self acceptance of the mistakes that you have done and how you can cure them in the future so that your future lives are not affected by that. I believe this is what hypnosis is about, and this has actually helped me personally also in many situations when I don't feel any answer. Even one of my clients, she was suffering from cancer. She did a treatment worth so many things, lakhs, crores. She has even went to US also for the treatment, but she didn't got any result. So on in her hypnotherapy session, what we find out that the lady has a habit of cursing others, and that
Hmm.
was so much deep into herself that in this birth she was born with this cancer. So I believe all these diseases, cancers, leprosies, and you just look at it, the flight accidents, the road accidents that are happening, there's a reason behind it. Nothing happens in this nature without any reason, purpose. Everything has a purpose and a reason behind it. People meeting, people loving, people hating each other, accidents, happiness, whatever. I mean, how can someone become Ambani's, Birlas, and how can someone even live in a slum? Of course, it carries the past life with us. And this is what this therapy is about. It helps you to delve into your own soul.
Quite profound. I'm just letting it.
Trying to absorb.
Yeah. Hmm. I like something that you said about how sometimes when we don't realize, because our words, our thoughts, they have power. I have actually seen so many people not able to forgive others. They have so much of grief, they hold on to hatred inside their heart, And eventually, obviously, all this shows up in their body. Maybe some sort of ailment, illness, but it does something which we also call as psychosomatic issues. For someone who might find it difficult to forgive, what is one thing that you suggest that they should start doing immediately?
See, I know there are certain situations in life when you found it extremely difficult to forgive someone, right? But one thing I would like to say that don't hold grudges against anyone. Like personally in my own life, people they cheated me professionally. I mean, people they took away my money, they looted me, right? But I always say is that don't hold grudges. I mean, if you're holding grudges against them, then the same energy will be carried in the next forward future, right? Okay,
Hmm.
then you will come across the same person, the same karmic account will open, and all that thing will start from the beginning, because ultimately it is all about the lessons that soul are learning. If the person has done wrong with you, then it's okay, just sit back and enjoy. Karma will do the work, right? Everything in this nature, the God has justice. Lord Krishna serves justice to each and every creature, right? You don't have to worry about that. All you can say is just let go and be lovable from inside. You should never dim your light, okay? And this is what I would like to say, that no matter how hard situation is, no matter how hard people tough are, people they cheat you, they abuse you, whatsoever they do, you just maintain that focus and meditation. This is what actually helps you to accept things, right? So be positive, be white, and be the light at the end of the tunnel.
Be the light. Love that. Okay. One last question before we end part one of this amazing conversation with you. One last question that I have for you is, you said a lot about how we all need to learn lessons from our soul because we are in that karmic cycle. Is there any one lesson that keeps showing up in your life, which was maybe initially a little difficult for you to learn, but now that you have like, okay, life keeps showing me all this thing, this is my soul lesson, and you have learned it beautifully, embraced it gracefully.
Yes, well, there are many lessons, but the one lesson that had a profound impact on me is that, the lessons to do love selflessly. Okay, earlier I used to expect that, oh, I love this, I love that, and I want the person to do the same thing for me. But now I believe, no, you don't have to expect the person to do anything for you. It is your own love and light energy that you are giving, and just do it compassionately and don't expect anything in return, right? So
Wow.
this is what I've learned from animals. Of course, these animals, they will not pay me back, they will not pay my bills, right? But I believe this is something I'm doing selflessly. I don't expect anything in return from these animals, from these stray dogs, street dogs. But all I can say, this is just my way of giving love, positivity and warmth to them. And this is how we should do things selflessly. Don't expect anything the person will do for you in return, in terms of monetary things, in terms of anything, but rather when you are giving your things profusely to the other person, it shows how much positive and how much lovable you are from inside. So this is what I have learned over the course of years, and now I'm at that stage where I don't actually expect anyone to do anything for me. And I believe I'm neutral. Okay, the life is going and learning daily. The sun comes, the sun goes down, the dawn and the dusk, and with that I'm learning lessons. Each and every day
Wow.
is a moment. I believe each and every person is a teacher for me.
That is absolutely, absolutely profound, and I think it should resonate with a lot of people who are watching this. And I hope you understand that it is something that you can do for yourself. The best thing that you can do for yourself is look at how much you love others. Are you being the light in someone's life? So, Bhavna, this is really profound, and thank you so much for sharing
Thank
this amazing wisdom. I would say, being the light, loving selflessly, and that is what I would say is the core message of this amazing part one conversation that we have with Bhavna. Bhavna, thank you so much. We'll be
thank
joining you once again for the part two of this amazing conversation. But this has been absolutely brilliant. For those people who are watching this for the first time, don't forget to be subscribed to this YouTube channel. We will obviously be also uploading this on Spotify, so you can hear Bhavna's amazing conversation, her words of wisdom. Amazing, amazing conversation. Thank you, Bhavna, for doing this. We'll meet you in part 2.
Thank you so much. Bye.